And this is a shocker that we were telling you about and getting you all the details from Nizamabad. A Hindu boy was tracked, he was stopped, he was ambushed, he was kidnapped and then mercilessly thrashed by a gang of people from another community. You can see the visuals there on your screens, the mercilessly way how they had thrashed him. Now, this Hindu boy's crime was that he was traveling with a woman from another community. Now, even as these people have assaulted this young man because he dared to help this woman who happened to be his co-worker, he was taking her so that she could get some of the official paperwork done. Now, this woman's brother, who also then reached the spot, told the brutes that it was in fact him who had sent his sister along with this Hindu man for some hospital-related work. Now, the Hyderabad police has taken note of this incident only after this video that you can see on your screen started doing the rounds. It became viral. And finally, now 4 people have been sent to judicial custody. There are 2 of them who are still absconding. But what comes as a big surprise is that the outrage Robbie completely is missing. Not one word of condemnation has coming from those who have been talking about Islamophobia. What about this Hindu phobia? Well, of course, which is why questions are now being raised to the secular lobby as to why they are so very silent about it. Let me go across to Shomit, who's joining us from Hyderabad. Shomit, any kind of words of condemnation which is coming in from the great secularists that we have seen, especially those of the likes of Asaduddin Owaisi, Akbaruddin Owaisi and the rest?
Well, Meghna, not a word from the political parties, but we have seen the action from the police. Yesterday, we had a word with the police, local Nizamabad police department, and they said that they have arrested 4 people in connection with this case, in where a Hindu person was brutally thrashed and later kidnapped, confined for hours, and later he was released after victim woman's brother reached the spot and have told them that he was the person who has sent his sister along with him on the official work to get a geo copy from the government hospital so that it can be submitted in the IIIT Basra where they work. And police said that they have arrested, but we tried to speak to the political parties. Only BJP has reacted it, and BJP spokesperson said that this is the vigilantism is happening in the in Telangana, and high-handedness of the police. And we tried to have a word with the TRS as well as the MIM party, but they haven't responded on this story yet.
Well, in fact, do stay on with us. Krishna Sagar Rao of the BJP is also joining us here on the show. Mr. Rao, what's your first reaction? The fact that the lobby, who calls themselves secularists, today they are absolutely silent when a Hindu boy is being thrashed so mercilessly just because of his religion and because he dared to have and rather help a lady who he was working with because she belonged to a different religion. But today, do you feel that the silence of the secular lobby is conspicuously loud?
Yes, it is. And it actually exposes the duplicity and hypocrisy of these so-called secularists. Because, in India, the definition of secularism is so twisted that it only suits one quota. And especially those who wish to corner Bharatiya Janata Party, they have defined secularism as it suits them. So today, when there is a Hindu boy who's thrashed violently for no mistake of his, and the girl is actually a good friend and an adult, and her brother has actually deposed to the police that, the family is in know-how of these people being together or traveling together. Why did the people who have nothing to do with the case had to play vigilance, that to religious vigilance, to thrash this boy? And it was purely religion basis on which this violence happened. So we seriously condemn and warn the police to not play audience and spectators and act on these individuals who are playing vigilantes.
Well, what we do know right now is that 4 of them have been arrested, but it's the larger mindset, Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao. Do you think it's not just the likes of Asaduddin Owaisi, but also the great secularists who are there, very quick with their candlelight marches? Of course, the Gandhis are very quick to Twitter as well when they've been tweeting their outrage. Do you think this outrage is somewhat selective?
No, this is a macro disease. I mean, this is an endemic in India, which has been spread by Congress party and its leaders and the parties which are cronies to Congress. across the country. This is not specific to Nizamabad or Telangana. And unfortunately, all the microcosms of Congress, who are the private enterprise run by families, inclusive of KCR's family here in Telangana state, they follow the same model of the mothership. And Congress has been a model for all these parties across the country to ensure that they have a vote bank on the basis of appeasement and low-level appeasement, which can even go to the level of violence against innocent individuals just because on the basis of their religion they are segregated and beaten up.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the show. There you have it, the first reaction which is coming in from Krishna Sagar Rao of the BJP, saying that it is an endemic that we have seen from the secularist parties who are completely silent when it comes to these kind of atrocities which are carried out. Again, those who have talked about Islamophobia are completely silent when it comes to this young Hindu boy being thrashed because he dared to help his co-worker.